Hey YouTube friends, this is Qua. I wanted to make this video to share with you my number one reason for why I love my Yuneec Q500 Typhoon. This is not going to be a complete review because there are other very detailed reviews of this drone out there on YouTube land already, so I don't really need to get in depth. I just wanted to share one thing about this drone that I appreciate the most, and that's really helped me with my work. And it's one of the features that I don't think that Yuneec really emphasizes or that other reviews have discussed a lot, but it's something that's really important in real world usage. And I think that if I can help you make a decision with this video, then that's my purpose. Is that this is something that I've been the Q500 has been a drone I've been flying for about 6 months now, so I know it very well. I probably have about 500. I'm sorry, about 100 flights on it already, so I'm quite familiar with it. So it's not it's not something that, and I also bought it with my own money. It's not something that Yuneec gave to me or provided to me. So I'm doing this video as a public service, whatever you want to call it, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who are on the fence and who aren't sure about it, and so here goes. The feature that I think is very important for my usage is that the Q500 is extremely quiet. Okay, I know that you may be asking, what's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal because I just came back. Well, generally, I fly in a urban environment or suburban environment where it's populated. Okay, I mean, I live in San Diego County, so there's not a lot of open fields where I can fly. So basically, I need to fly in areas that actually have people around them. And that's important for my drone to be quiet, because the last thing you want to do, and it's basically, if you ever flown a drone, you know that it's a crowd sucker or magnet for little kids. So I want to be as quiet and as inconspicuous as possible when I fly, because I don't want attention. You can get the wrong kind of attention, and so that's important to me. And this point was really made apparent to me because I took the Q500 on a European trip for 2 weeks. I just came back about a week ago, and I went to Italy and Spain, and I flew in areas where that were much more populated than San Diego County, and in areas where you could draw a lot of attention. For instance, I was in Venice, and if you've ever been in Venice, you know that the city is very quiet. There's no motorized vehicles. It's 2 square miles, and there's not a single motorized vehicle. I don't think there's an electric scooter on the island. So, and I generally fly early in the morning. So the last thing you want to do is take your drone up there and have it sound like a leaf blower. And I was able to accomplish flying in the quiet streets and canals of Venice because the Q500 is extremely quiet. I mean, basically, here's the thing. If you take it up to about 100 feet, you can barely hear it. I mean, I've flown other drones, and they generally are very noisy. I mean, you can have them up to 300 feet, and you can still know they're up there. I mean, I was able to fly around the canals of Venus and fly over some of the landmarks without drawing any attention, without anyone coming to ask me what's going on or what I'm doing. And the only people who actually knew that I was flying anything were people who may have been around me at the time, and they may have seen me, with my remote controller, staring at my remote controller, and they knew something was up, but they couldn't really hear the drone. And that was actually what allowed me to film some of the footage I was able to film. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be posting some of this footage, and I think that they are the footage I was able to capture is one of a kind, because no one who, unless you flew something really quiet, I don't think you could have gotten this footage. Because I'll tell you what, if I was flying another drone, say something from DJI, as soon as I pop my drone up in the air, I know that I would have woken up the entire island. That's how noisy it is. And so, but not so with Yuneec, and that's what I came to appreciate. And I have, about an hour of footage from different parts of Europe, and I think I attribute it to the fact that really frankly the Q500 is so whisper quiet that I can go in early in the morning, set up, start flying, and take 15-20 minutes of footage and just leave without anyone ever knowing that I was ever there. And that's important. So you can, if you're a photographer and you are professional, you can see how this could be very helpful to you, especially if you are, say, for instance, at a wedding or some other function, and you want to film, and then you pop your drone up, and you don't want every single guest to wonder what the hell's going on. And so this is a real world review or feature that I think is not talked enough or not discussed enough in either forums or blogs or reviews, because I've read many reviews on the various drones, and so I'm very familiar with what people are talking about, what people are saying. And this is the one feature that I don't think is discussed enough, is real world, treating your neighbors with courtesy when you fly, because if what you don't want to do is wake everybody up. And with the Q500, I was able to do that. I was able to be a courteous, considerate drone pilot, and not only that, I was able to capture some fantastic footage that I don't think was possible if I was flying another drone. So, again, I'm not going to talk about the camera. I'm not going to talk about, the ease of flight, because I'm very happy with the camera. I know that there are pixel peepers out there who may say this or that about it, but for me, the bottom line is this. From a photographer standpoint, and I've been a photographer for 25 years now. The thing that matters the most is subject, composition, and lighting. If you have those things, then you can pretty much take amazing footage with any camera. And the Q500 is no exception. I've been very pleased with the footage that I've been able to capture. And so I don't have any complaints about the camera at all. And the gimbal works fantastic. And let me tell you or explain to you why the Yuneec is so quiet. Is because it's props. Okay, this is the props. This is the prop size of a typical drone, and you can see how big the Q500 prop is. I think it's about 13 inches, and this is about 9 inches. And it's simple, basic physics. Okay, if you have a smaller prop, you can have to spin faster to create the same amount of thrust. And in the spinning process, you're going to create a lot of noise. That's the reason why, drones with smaller props are very noisy. But the Q500, I think its motor spins, probably a third of the rate of other drones. And so that allows it to be very quiet. The downside is that because this is a big prop, it does tend to get caught up when there are a lot of when there's high wind. I do notice that, when I'm flying in high wind, it becomes a little bit unstable. But anything above 15, 20 miles per hour, that's what I'm talking about, high wind. But it's a trade-off I can live with. So for the quietness. And so there you have it. I hope that this video helps you in some way in making a decision if you are planning to use this drone. I mean, I didn't want to get too detailed on all the features because other videos have discussed it and ad nauseum, I think. And but this one feature to me, I have found to be indispensable in my work and in my flying. So anyway, if you have any questions, go ahead and post a comment below, and I will post some additional videos of the footage I was able to film in Europe. Thanks for watching.